Hi all, in this episode from Balkan Shipyards, total Proa build, I'll show you what's happening. So there he is, why not, roughly completely assembled. We're going for a test run tomorrow. That's him, and all that has to fit on that. That's my car, Opel Corsa, Boyko, he's the best in the West. And how does that go on him? I don't know. 80 Scull off the stern at the moment. An amazing tool by Mr. Antoshi Doi. And this is a real nice thing to have. You can scull and steer. Lashings, so that's how I'm working. So the blue line on the top ties the wedges together, and that keeps the tension on, and they can't slide out, so lashings can't run away on you. And then there's little blocking pieces of ply glued on and screwed. They hold the things in place, and underneath there's an NBR pipe. Hope you can see that special pipe, very resistant. NBR is the stuff. And over there I haven't lashed it on properly because I'm going to take it to pieces. Dagger board, that's the big dagger board, and it has two control lines. Tomorrow we'll see how it works and we'll decide what we do. One line basically pulls him down. I've closed him off top and bottom, so he should float up most of the way, and then to get him down you'll pull this line and then lash it off. Those are not the cleats that are going to be later on, but at the moment that's all I got, so that's what I'm using. Other cleat is bungee cord, and it's basically pulling him over to block him. So at the moment he's even in the air, he's not lying down on the floor, and that bungee cord is doing the job. Here's my 4-meter spars. That's for my lateen sail, my smaller one. Used to be 6.4 square meters. I had to butcher it. Now it's about 5.7, and this one is almost 8. This is shit polytop. Sorry for my English. Rubbish. I don't like it. I'm going to make this sail again. Uckers I have to change. I have to make new ones after a test. Deck is going to be plywood, and it's going to go a little bit further, and uckers are going to go a little bit longer. I want 2.7 meter uckers. At the moment all I have is 2.5. Changing them for slightly longer, and I need my deck to be 1 meter 10 because that's my tent. The tent that comes over here is 110 wide. Okay, we got that. These lashings, that's the way they work. The flapping line is the same line. I don't see a reason for using a different and thinner flapping line on such a small boat and so small loads, and chalks everywhere. Chalks everywhere, holding uckers in place, holding things in place, holding things square. This is fore and aft. I just wrap it around to collect the slack from the back end, but at the moment it's pulled forward. Tension is taking that tack to that bow. Other one is main sheet working at the moment. 80 Scull gets cleated onto the boat, so you can, and then you can adjust from the top. There's a cleat, clam cleat or whatever it's called, so you can adjust the angle of that. Here's my hatches, 8mm poplar ply, MDO, 4mm just shot on with a nail gun, PU glue. Gonna fiberglass it here and there a little bit to strengthen it up, and then slap on paint. Because I want to run this boat with 2 sails, so this is my big one. It's almost 8 square meters, and my smaller one is less than 6, and then you can reef it a couple times, and then you can, so it can be very small, this one. All connections, if it's halyard up there is a shackle. Both sheets are on a shackle. Okay, hope you can see it, but that's a shackle over there, both sheets. And fore and aft again is a shackle, Even blading lines are shackled. They're behind the ladder. Both blading lines come onto the thing and get shackled on. And then basically it's 4 shackles, and I can let this sail go and hoist the other one. I'm going to tie it on. I'm going to lash on the sail this evening, and we're going to take him for a spin. So yeah, these things are rubbish. They're going to get changed, but there's just no time, so I just put them in. They're the old things that I was using before, but I believe that there will be a little bit of stress this way, so I want to have something that hooks onto the side actually, but I've got to weld up something. I don't have time, so I'll just put in that rubbish. I think for a test it will be okay. All these lines, some of these lines are going to get changed for nicer lines. That's a rubbish line. Fore and aft, he likes to hang out under the lee pod, but he's such a good boy and he really doesn't get in the way, and if that's where he wants to be, let him be there. There's shackle, both sheets. I put on this thing, I don't know what it's called, boom bridge, sheet bridge boom, call it. And it's actually very nice, it works very nice. Now the ladder, I had wind today when I was building the boat. There was a lot of wind, so actually everything was working beautifully. Here's the shackle that takes both trailing lines, and they get shackled onto this little line. Both trailing lines come onto the mast. Standard cleats, MDO ply, 2 layers, and then one on top. And it's good enough, I believe. Epoxied on, screwed on. My wobbly mast step works really nicely. Here's the, I don't know what you call this thing, but it's the back winding strut. So this boy, he holds the mast in case you get back winded, okay? So at the top, he's lashed on in a fancy way. I'll show you all those details in a later movie. I'll go over details in a later film. And down here, he's telescopic, 100% telescopic. So that pipe, that's my welding. So that pipe slides into that pipe, and it's got 9 centimeters of telescopiness, let's say. So that means that no stress, no tension on this strut. All tension goes into the shroud. So as the sail fills with wind and the mast wants to cant a little bit over, then this guy, he lifts out 1 or 2 centimeters and works fine. He stiffens up the business very well, and I'm very pleased. Haven't made the center hatch yet. I started it yesterday, but just no time. So haven't put on all the lashings. Doesn't matter, I don't need them. Here's this guy again. I'm pretty happy with this concept. Again, NBR pipes under. So there's here it is. It's an NBR hose. Square knot, and just a control knot on top and a control knot on the bottom. Square knots are unbelievable knots, reef knots they called.